Welcome to the Yo-11 podcast. Yo-11 podcast, mostly Vegas, no BS casino experience and more. Michael Traeger is a casino and travel loyalty expert who also helps people turn their travel dreams into realities. And now your host, Michael Traeger. How's it going, Michael?
It's good. It's reality for the moment.
Reality is a good thing most of the time. Sometimes it's not, but sometimes it is. And so, yay.
It's real. You're keeping it real, Movestro. You're keeping it real. I like that. High energy. We need high energy.
High energy. Yeah. We're going to keep it something. We're going to keep it real, damn it. Yeah. Keep it real.
Drinking Health Aid kombucha. Look at that. It is ginger lemon, bubbly probiotic tea for happy gut. I've got the weirdest selection of drinks in this house.
This episode is brought to you by, what was that?
Health Aid kombucha, ginger lemon, bubbly probiotic tea for happy gut.
There you go.
It has every single gluten, everything certification that you could possibly, vegan, non-GMO, you name it, it's fucking got it.
Wow.
I mean, it's got, it's follow your gut. I don't know, it's pretty good stuff. It's got a little bit of sugar in it, but it's different. They have a different symbol there for like natural sugar. Organic cane sugar.
Interesting.
It is brewed in California.
Do you think that if we ever get like a sponsorship from like a drink or something that we would like, drink it during the podcast?
Yeah, that would be great. It'd be really good if it was like a bourbon.
Yeah.
What's that?
Oh, body armor.
Oh, body armor. Okay. Cool. Yeah, that's no. It's I think beverages are very interesting. There's all these interesting different beverages. I like all of these like probiotic kind of like soda kind of things. I drink mostly the sparkling water, but I mix it together. It's all good.
There you go.
It mixes it up because drinking water all day gets really boring.
Oh yeah. Unless you have like high.
That's actually why I mix. Yeah, that's true. So you were just telling, we were talking, I said to you, when are we going to talk about F1 again? And you said you gave me some F1 scoop, which you probably got from someone else who does F1 scoop.
I believe I got it from Vital Vegas. And I believe that what he said was that there looks like there will not be a grandstand in front of the Bellagio fountains this year, which I think is a good thing. So a big fan of that. As a smart move. One of the most iconic things on the Las Vegas Strip, and it gets blocked with grandstands for this one race. It just makes no sense. But yeah.
Don't be negative. Be negative.
I'll be positive about it. It absolutely makes no sense. I am positive about that for sure. Now it's positive. See, now it's
no. It is. I agree with that. Well, they're just tweaking it. They're tweaking things.
Yeah,
that's what they call it. It's a little tweak. But that's pretty cool. And you have some information about something else everyone's very curious about. What I was the dirt I was looking at from my skyloft.
Yes, and apparently that dirt is going to have a bit of a ceremony. It is time for the news and views. The Athletics' eventual move to Sin City will take another step closer to reality later this month when they break ground on the $1.75 billion stadium in Las Vegas. The nomadic baseball team is planning on a groundbreaking ceremony on June 23rd at 8 a.m., the Las Vegas Review-Journal reported Monday night. Construction on the Athletics' future home began back in late April, and the ceremony later this month will serve as a celebration for the organization and local officials. Among those expected to be at the event are team ownership, Nevada Governor Joe Lombardo, members of the state legislature, and members of the Clark County Commission. The construction schedule for the stadium is slated to span 32 months to have the new ballpark ready for opening day 2028, according to the report. And that's going to do it for the news. And now for the views. Michael, what are your thoughts?
So opening day 2028. So that's what we're aiming for. Is that the thing? You know, I think I don't have expertise in ballparks, but from everything that I've spoken to people, a little bit I've spoken to Mark Meltzer and other people, a lot of people say that the maths behind it just don't make sense. So it'll be interesting to, I think you follow it a little bit more closely than I do, but it just doesn't seem like it's going to be that viable. But I guess we'll see what happens, right? I mean, I think it's cool nonetheless, but I don't I don't know what you need to do to make money on a ballpark.
Well, I know that you might not be an expert on ballparks, but you are a lover of hot dogs. So you are an expert in ballpark franks, I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's true. And if they charge $100 a hot dog, that probably will solve the problem.
It probably would. They'll make up for it. They'll make up for it in the first season.
They'll make up for it at hot dog sales. And yeah, it is sort of interesting. And there's going to be a casino there too, right? You see, I've been so I get into this mode where I listen to what they say, and then it changes, and then gets delayed, and then arguing about financing, and then I stop listening. So and seeing the rumors after a while, I just sort of I get to a point where I'm like, I guess we'll see it when we're going to see it. Remember, like Echelon, we talked about that for years and years. And it's just, I don't know. It's I find it to be slightly exhausting. So do you have the short story, the too long didn't read version? Is this going to happen? Does it make sense? Will there be a casino? Will there be a ballpark?
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Stay tuned. Same bat time, same bat channel. We'll see.
People also seem negative about it, or maybe Vital Vegas seems very negative about it. So, but I guess we'll see. It's a nice chunk of land. It is amazing seeing the cleared land for Tropicana. Isn't that pretty cool? Like how clear it is.
Very clear, because I saw the view that you had when I visited over there, and looking down
at like wow,
big open space. So.
Yeah,
we'll see what they do with it. If not, it'd be a great water park. So we'll see. Could be anything.
We were talking about when the Tropicana originally opened. I think it had a golf course on adjacent land or nearby, because there were 3 golf courses. I think the Dunes had one, Wynn still has one, and I think Tropicana had one, like on the strip.
All right.
Courses. I don't know. Maybe someone could correct me, but anyway, that's something I remembered.
Interesting.
And there was Follies Bergère.
There was that. Yes, it was decent when it first opened, but after a while, it just sort of stayed the same while everything else changed. It ended up just looking like a hospital on the strip after a while. They didn't do anything to make it.
I've never heard anyone say that, but yeah, like Tropicana was sort of caught in time, and then they did the whole Tiffany glass thing. That was in the late 80s. That property had a lot of problems. It just never was able to really make it. My biggest memory from there is when I walked the strip many moons ago, and I played. There weren't that many slots that were interesting to play, but all the rage was Wheel of Fortune. And I played the Wheel of Fortune slot, and I hit the 1,000 quarters, but it was actual quarters. Remember the buckets?
The buckets, wow.
So it's $250 in quarters, right? I mean, that was like, woo! Yeah, you had to bring the bucket up, and then they had to dump it into that thing, and it was like ka-ching, 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 ching.
Did you have slot gloves at the time?
I did not have slot gloves at the time. Yeah, it was so gross. Remember that? But so it had to be early 2000. So I guess early 2000s they still had some of those machines. God, the mechanical operations and coin processing stuff. I mean, that was an entire department. Absolutely adjusting my chair. Sorry. Absolutely amazing how that was, like, that whole how ticket in ticket out was the most brilliant thing that happened.
Yeah.
And now, which you didn't, we were talking about fast pay. So first you have ticket in ticket out. Now you have fast pay for W2Gs where you just key in your number, ding, 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 bing, unlocks it, money goes on there, and you keep playing. That's the next biggest thing. But fast pay, you need to do stuff. You got to turn it on, and so it's not automatic. Whereas ticket in ticket out is like everybody uses ticket in ticket out.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what we got for you. That's pretty cool. But we will see about this ballpark. I refuse to make any predictions. It's so boring. You should do, Sylvester, you should come up with 5 reasons why the ballpark will be the best thing that ever happened in Las Vegas.
No, I can't think of any. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
You're in a negative mood. Well,
yeah,
I mean,
I am exhausted, bro. I've been up since yesterday, and then the night before that I didn't sleep either. I did get some sleep between then, 2 days ago and now. But yeah, it's a weird news happening lately, so I'm just sort of
all the Bellagio yucky news.
Yeah.
Well, let's just roll on to the tea. Okay, so did you know this is in our like series of travel things, which not a lot of people, they have instituted an electronic authorization for people traveling from the United States to the United Kingdom. So people from the UK always needed a travel authorization form to come to the United States. So that's all still the same, but there was never a reciprocal situation where people in the United States needed a travel authorization form. And the best way to explain this is an ETA is a digital authorization required for visa exempt visitors to travel to the UK. So what that means is that you're going to the UK from a country that does not require a visa. So you don't require a visa, but they do need a travel authorization form. And once again, people in the UK always needed a travel authorization form to travel to the United States. So this is really sort of reciprocal, and it's sort of strange that this took a long time to happen. And this is actually going to also happen for the EU next year. So this electronic travel authorization, so you've got to remember if you're going, and it is, it is hard to remember because if you were a US citizen and you were going under normal tourism pretenses, you can just go with your passport, buy a ticket, and fly to London. No problem at all. But now you need this electronic travel authorization. And it's pretty cool because I was actually rather impressed by how you do it. And everything's on the app, and you're best off doing it on the app. And what's really cool is the app takes a picture of your passport and captures all that information. And then you also hold your passport up to your phone so it can read the electronic chip. Did you know that that your phones could do that? Could read those chips?
Yes.
Movestro? How do you know all this stuff?
Because it's also the same way that like you pay for stuff with just using your phone.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, no, it's true. And then so those two parts are easy. And then the final part about it, which is a little complicated, is you've got to stand against like a wall, like a white wall, and take like a passport photo, a visa photo.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a kind of photo that's like a compliant photo where there's no shadows, no eyeglasses. things like that. And basically, and we showed some screenshots of that. Actually, the one that's up right now is showing how you, after you've taken a picture of your passport, you actually read the chip on the passport. And then after you do that, you need to do your pretty picture of yourself, which was the hardest thing to do. I had to take it about 3 times because it's really picky about that picture. But then when you finish all of that, it's pretty much so done. And it basically says it can take up to, it says 3 days to a week to process, but literally I got an email that said it was processing and an email that said it was approved. So the crux of this is that if you're traveling to the United Kingdom, not to the EU right now, only to the UK, you need to do this before you travel there. So of course you need a passport. You wouldn't be able to do this without a passport, but you do need to complete this electronic travel authorization form. Luckily, you can do it on an app from the Google Store or from the Apple Store, and it's pretty seamless to do. I mean, just taking the picture of yourself takes a little bit, and you should do it. You don't have to do it on the app. You could do it on a computer, but it's way easier to do it on the app because of taking pictures and also because of reading that chip from your passport. So I actually suggest you just do it on the app, and you're going to need, and there's a couple other little pieces of information, and then it's good till like 2027, so it's good for 2 years, and it costs about $20, and that's the story. So ETA, it's ETA, electronic authorization. So, and I'm sure people have heard about this, but who knows? People didn't always hear about Real ID. You just need to remember this, and you wouldn't want to screw this up because you will not be able to fly and enter into the United Kingdom unless you have done this. There are certain individuals that might require, there are certain instances where you require an actual visa. That's like if you're going to be a student and situations like that. But for regular tourists, you just have to do this. The one change they made is when they came out with this, you were going to have to do this if you were transiting the UK. Transiting the UK means that you would like have a connecting flight to like Austria or something. And they took that away. So you don't, as far as I know, you do not have to do the ETA anymore if you are just transiting. So that's the story, and it's pretty easy to do. It's just something you need to remember to do. It's not something that you're used to doing because we've never had to do this before. And of course, I'm sure the British for years have been saying we've had to do our ETSAs, our electronic travel authorization forms to the United States forever and ever and ever. So it's only fair that, we have to do the same thing. And they're probably right. Most things with regard to visas or travel authorization tend to be reciprocal between countries. Americans forget that sometimes. We sometimes think we're special. We're not really that special. So that's the story. Anything there? It's pretty, actually, the thing that's so cool about this stuff is that you used to have to do this. I mean, before you had these apps are amazing. And it's just so cool that it can verify your passport, read the chip and everything. And it's just all hunky dory and you are all set. And it's all completely electronic. So it's linked to your passport number. So as long as you do it, it's linked to your passport number. And when you use the e-gates in the UK on arrival, it knows it's all there properly. So that's the scoop.
All right, so you need a real ID, a passport, and the ETA to go to London?
No, you just need a passport because passport's your real ID.
And the ETA.
Yes, you need a that's right. Yeah, so actually a passport is that's what gets tricky about real ID. So a passport card and a passport are a real ID in theory. They are considered real ID. The thing that gets tricky is driver's licenses because not everybody's driver's license is a real ID because you have to pay for it to be a real ID and have that little symbol on your driver's license. The only thing is that obviously you can't use your driver's license to go to the UK. You need a passport. So you might have your driver's license with you, but you're going to have your passport anyway. But basically, you need a passport and an ETA, and the ETA is completely electronic. Nothing to fear. It's super easy. The links will be in the show notes of how to apply, and it asks you some questions about pretty much so everyone who needs an ETA who has a U.S. passport who's going there on tourism pretty much so needs it. So that's something to do, but don't panic about it. They tell you should do it before you book any travel plans, and you should do it far in advance. That's just sort of they're covering themselves. It is very, very unusual. It would take more than a couple of days to get this ETA, but that is reason enough not to wait to the last minute and do it the day before you're flying, because that could be stressful. Because of course that will not be the day that you get the email that says it's processing and the email that it says it's approved. So you don't want to do that. It's probably good to do it as soon as you realize you're going to the UK, because it's good for 2 years anyway. And it's a multiple entry. So you don't need to do it each time you travel to the UK. You just need to do it once.
Alrighty, and before we get going, is there anything that you would like to share or anything on your mind?
No, I'm just so pleased with the new travelzork.com website. It keeps getting better and better. So I really encourage people to check out travelzork.com. I also encourage Movestro to get some sleep tonight.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Absolutely going to be doing that tonight.
You are a slightly soporific, my friend.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the sleep tonight. That's for sure.
Yeah, you're dreaming. That's the most wonderful thing, when you're so tired and you really feel like you're tired, but you actually feel you can go to sleep, and it's just so cuddly wonderful. Like when you can go to sleep like that. It's like when you're up really late at night and you hit a grand jackpot and then you go to sleep, and it's so cuddly wonderful.
And you just cuddle with your money, on the bed, just roll around in it for a while. Best thing ever. Absolutely.
Yeah. And as you're sleepy, you keep hearing someone say, "Order up." I love that stupid machine. Order up.
Order up. That's good stuff.
Okay. Anyway, thank you for joining us today. And check out travelzork.com, and also be sure to check out travelzork.travel. Movesto is probably going to say that again.
Of course. And that's going to do it for this episode. Luxury travel booking, travelzork.travel. Visit us at travelzork.travel to plan your next amazing vacation, not just to Las Vegas, but to anywhere in the world. And join the conversation on our social media platforms. You can find us easily. All social medias are at TravelZork. We'll see you next time.